What's up, YouTube? You already know who it is? Okay, you don't. You probably don't. I'm X. Hi. But anyway, ayo, I'm reacting to Jack Doherty. That dork can't stop humiliating himself. I can't say his fucking last name. Yeah, so don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share. Fuck with your boy. You already know what it is. The X2, do it. Let's get into it.
This IRL streamer just can't stop humiliating himself, and I'm starting to get baffled at how little self-awareness it's possible to have as a human being. Because Jack Doherty just picked a fight for content with a former UFC heavyweight champion, then talked a whole lot of smack online, then completely disappeared when it was time to actually follow through on his talking, which is extremely on brand for the guy. But this is also on top of him currently facing the legal charges in Miami from about a month ago. So mid-December, Jack Doherty went viral after footage surfaced of a chaotic backstage interaction at the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua boxing event in Miami. At this point, Jack just needs to stay out of Miami. But the clip showed former UFC heavyweight champion Andre Arlovski swinging and kicking towards Jack's group as people yelled and recorded everything from their phones.
Dude, why that guy trying to kick me for no reason? I don't know, just keep going. Yo, how are you 260 and we still eat your hits? You're a little... Holy
Of course, Jack then tweeted trying to frame the whole thing as another example of him being treated unfairly by saying, "I was just walking by and he tries to kick me for no reason." And that's how it all started. I literally didn't...
I ain't gonna lie. This nigga's crazy, cause I ain't talking shit to a nigga who weighs 2 to 3 times my weight and was formerly known as a heavyweight in the fucking UFC. This nigga's crazy. This nigga got it, bro. You got the balls to fight, to disrespect someone who could end your life in a minute, per se, and that's being generous compared to sizes that we're talking about here. Niggas is crazy out here, lads.
Say or do anything to him, but I'll always be the bad guy in the situation, lol. According to the reporting at the time, the whole thing happened backstage at the Kaseya Center while Arlovski was moving through the arena with his wife, his child, and his friends. Jack, who is known for walking directly into people and shoulder checking them as a part of his content, allegedly ran into Arlovski. I mean, who would have thought that shoulder checking people for content, then hiding behind your bodyguard, would ever catch up to you?
Yo, what's up? What's up? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, little bro? What you gonna do? Uh-oh, he's mad. Uh-oh, what you gonna do, little bro?
But almost immediately, things got heated. One of Jack's friends or team members, maybe his bodyguard, appeared to throw a punch, and then Arlovski responded, and everything turned into a dumpster fire. So, from Jack's point of view, this was another random attack. But according to Arlovski, his perspective was very different. Arlovski responded just days later, saying this wasn't just an unprovoked attack. From his Instagram story post, he said, "First of all, I didn't beat anyone. I just stopped the threat. Someone threatened me, my wife, my kid, and I have another friend and his wife. I did what I was supposed to do and what every man is supposed to do and stop the threat." And in another post, Arlovski said that he was the victim and that Jack was looking for content and they had been sucker punched during the fight. But before we get there, Arlovski didn't stop with just one response, because on January 1st, Arlovski spoke again, this time in a longer interview. By then, Jack had already issued challenges, talked about fighting, and loudly claimed online that he wasn't scared of anyone. But according to Arlovski, none of this really lasted too long.
We just saw footage of this man shoulder check a nigga who looks like he gyms for a fucking living and took trend and hide behind this fucking bodyguard. And then now you gonna talk about you ain't scared of nobody. This shit is tiring. Like, can somebody just whoop? Like, can somebody jump this nigga, bro? Can somebody just jump this nigga? Like, can we actively look for Jack Doherty and just jump him?
Called me this and that and talked about boxing, and if I understood for MMA, my manager mentioned something like Misfix contacted him and no response. Nothing. Then came the line that would pretty much summarize Jack's online personality. He was super brave, super loud for these 2 or 3 days, and now he vanished. And Arlovski, he admitted before the fight that he didn't even know who Jack Doherty was. He only learned about the name after the clips went viral and people started messaging him. So I mean, if that's the case, there's no reason for Arlovski to actually start a fight with Jack out of nowhere, like Jack claimed. I also think one of the funniest parts of the entire thing is that Arlovski said that having a fight with Jack made him into some kind of like online or in-person hero. video because he said a whole bunch of like random kids recognized him because of that clip. And I mean, honestly, that's just kind of diabolical because it shows how much the world dislikes streamers who just harass strangers on the street for content like Jack. So Arlovski also confirmed that Jack's bodyguard did throw punches, and that instead of anyone trying to help this random fight, everyone just started recording Jack's team hitting him, which is interesting and honestly very on brand for the social media sphere. But with the focus now on his upcoming bare knuckle fight against Ben Roswell, Arlovski said that he wasn't interested in continuing the drama. Jack, according to him, had already vanished. And the last time I covered Jack, it was already obvious things were headed downhill, because, you know, he had a legal interaction on November 15th. He was arrested in Miami, and according to the Miami Beach Police Department, Jack Doherty was arrested at 3:12 a.m. after officers saw him intentionally stepping into the traffic and blocking the roadway at the 700 block of Washington Avenue.
What? No.
I'm going. I got him. Hey, yo, you don't want to go neither.
A real nigga would have just ran this nigga over, bro. After you stop and you actively seeing it, and bro, like some niggas, he's lucky some niggas that he didn't catch a hater who was just driving his fucking Tesla truck and just saw Jack Doherty. And they're just like, hey, yo, I ain't got nothing to do, it's fucking. This nigga, bro, why is he so lucky, bro? He just walks into the right people, bro. And he walked into the wrong person at what you call it, the Anthony and Jake Paul fight. But he got protected again. And they had to jump him. They had to jump I don't know how to say his name, bro. The UFC fighter. So it's like this nigga just gets lucky, bro. This nigga just gets lucky. Why didn't this nigga run into fucking John Jones?
Go to the sidewalk now. You want to go with him?
I know who the f you think you are, bro. No, you're f***ing not. He was trying after I do it. Who the f are you, bro?
And according to the affidavit, officers issued multiple commands to get out of the road. Jack refused, even after members of his own group told him to comply. The affidavit states that he replied no, which is just genius. But he was about to prove to the world how much of a genius he really was, because police warned him that he was going to get arrested, and Jack's response to that was, once I'm done with this, bet. Which, that's just not something you say to the police, unless you want to spend the night in jail. Especially because he had illegal stuff on him while he was actively refusing to comply with police. It really doesn't get too much dumber than that. No, actually, I take that back. It gets a whole lot dumber than that. We know very well on this channel, it gets a whole lot dumber than that. But that was still really dumb. But they apprehended Jack in the middle of the roadway due to what the affidavit describes as his deliberate refusal to follow lawful orders and continued obstruction of traffic. Jack was then transported to the Miami Beach Police Holding Facility for booking.
I would be the nicest person if I had some illegal substances on me, bro. Whatever the fuck this nigga had, bro. How you gonna talk shit to the cops and you got illegal shit on you, bro? This is the dumb shit I be talking about, bro. Like, come on. This nigga, like, how did he grow up, bro? Like, bro, this nigga thinks he's untouchable. Like, what? Like, I would really like, okay, thank God I don't have this mentality, but good God, nigga, where does he get the cojones? Salsa. Sorry. Yeah, but where does he get the cojones to do that?
And the after-hours state attorney was contacted for charging. He was charged with possession of a controlled substance, possession, and resisting an officer without violence. After his release, Jack said that was the worst 24 hours ever. There was no traffic. It was just 3 a.m. I think they just wanted to lock me up, but fair enough, learned my lesson. Did he really though? I don't know. But of course, even though he said it was the worst 24 hours of his life, Jack wasted no time to turn all that into content. He posted a video showing himself released from jail, posing with people with his face on t-shirts. As of right now, an arraignment hearing where Jack will officially enter a plea is scheduled to a little over a week from now. Legally speaking, this probably won't destroy him. Realistically, I don't think he's gonna get any serious charges from this. But in the Arlovski situation, Jack said, I literally didn't say or do anything. In the Miami Beach situation, Jack just said there was no traffic and the police just wanted to lock him up. In both cases, multiple accounts say the same thing. Jack was pushing the situation for content, refusing to stop, and acting shocked when the world doesn't want to play along. But he did present a little bit of hope for everyone out there on New Year's, because he announced that he was not going to return to social media in 2026.
All right, guys, I'm quitting social media. This is my last video ever, and if you don't believe me, you can check back in here in 24 hours plus. I am not posting another video ever again. I'm not going into 2026. I'm quitting social media, and this is my last video. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, but I'm done.
I don't think anyone believed that though, because naturally, he returned. His girlfriend also posted something related to either this arrest or a previous situation as well. Yeah, it's an interesting...
Okay, now hold on. No, that's his bitch. Bro, money can do anything, bro. When a nigga like me gonna get some bread, bro. Come on, bro. That's his shorty? Hell no.
Mindset to just get pulled over by the police and immediately jump to how can I farm this for content. But overall, it seems like their content is also kind of shifted from going to the mall and I guess baiting people and baiting the OF to just flaunting their stuff.
All right, guys, my boyfriend's gonna show you all his cool watches, and you guys better pay attention, and you guys better be nice.
Hi, I'm Jack. These are my cool watches, and so the first one is probably one of my favorite ones. This Richard Mille RM30, you know, one of 30 in the world.
To me, I mean, it almost kind of seems like they're giving up because what is this? Also, they're now forcing their new bodyguard to film TikToks with them. So, that's interesting. But it now seems like more people than ever are becoming aware of this awful behavior, since this title from this Daily Mail article is pretty fascinating. Truth about the worst man on the internet. Jack Doherty eats other people's food, had an OF wedding with this astonishing clause, and sets his bodyguard on strangers. But this is why he's facing a dark future. Yeah, that's an interesting title. I feel like his biggest problem here is he keeps on having to do stuff for attention, and it's always negative context stuff for attention, and that's only a downward spiral, as we've been witnessing for the last couple of years. But Jack has an arraignment scheduled in a little bit over a week right now for his other case, so drop a like if you want me to cover that and what happens there. But if you want to watch me travel to the Philippines and back in like 50 hours, you can watch this video right here.
Yeah, that's in the video. But anyway, thank you for watching. Jack Doherty's a fucking idiot, and I hope bro, nothing's happening to him, bro. He just, bro, it's sad, bro. It's really sad, bro. Like, I don't know what to say. Bro, if it was just himself, then if he just didn't seek what I know, what like I believe is that what you resist persists, and he really does not want to fall off. I think in a sense that's why he always is gaining for attention and all that, bro. And it's just like now he's using hate. He's using hate and hate isn't a good way to. It is though, but over time that shit gonna get boring and niggas gonna start ignoring you because it just gets boring hating on the same person until you do like some outlandish shit, nigga. Until you do it, hey, like what do you do? That's been like okay, but nigga, I'm telling you, we gonna forget about Jack Doherty, bro. We are. Because he only pops up like once in a blue moon after he does some dumbass shit. But anyway, it's your boy X, bro. JX2. Do it. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and fuck with your boy. You know what to do. What it is, what it be, what it is, what it is, what it is. That's right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm X. I'm out.